Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. It's video. So we're going to make a video. There we go. I worked on some more running videos today, but I'm not going to put them out quite yet. This is my update video for the week. It's coming a little early, you may think, but it has a lot to do with why I make videos and the when I make videos and all that kind of stuff has to do with what I want to talk about today. I've had a wake up this weekend. I've had a major epiphany. Last week, I started noticing a friend of mine who's losing weight. In their weight loss process, they were I started looking at them and I started seeing that their emphasis for them was not health, it was weight. Had a very large thing to do with numbers and goals and stuff like that, but not really about overall health. It was almost like they were willing to do anything to lose weight at the sacrifice of their health. Every day was a negative calorie day. Every day was workout, but not really fuel properly for those workouts. And it ended up costing them. They ended up in the hospital. And I was really upset, really mad at them. I just wanted to go in that hospital and just rip them apart. But I couldn't. I have a rule, and that's I look inward, then I look upward, and then I look outward. And whenever there's an issue with someone else, before I start thinking I need to address them, I need to address me. And then I need to ask God. And then after I ask God, then I'm willing to move forward. I looked in me, and at first I blindly didn't see anything. And then I asked God, and I didn't really get any clear direction from God either. But I agreed that instead of just harshly, or rashly, just walking into the hospital room, I was instead going to take a step back and allow myself to be taught. I was taught well. What I was taught about myself, and I'm making this video just to kind of put it out there for myself and for anyone else who may be struggling with this, thinking about it, I don't know. The first thing I learned is I learned that I could talk to this person, but I needed to do it more lovingly than I was going to. But I had a major awakening in my own life. This weekend I went out of town on a retreat. I talked about it in my last video, a little retreat. It was a wedding, but then we went a day early so we could kind of just work on our marriage and stuff like that. We left on Friday. Friday was a pretty normal day. We took the train into the city, and once we were in the city, we went to the hotel, and then we left the hotel, went out for a walk, did some shopping, definitely had some big wins, ended up walking out of the store with a medium shirt, and thought that was great, and I got to go back and do some real fun things that I didn't get to do this summer when I was in the city because of my size then. Had a real good time. We went to a place right down the street from our hotel for dinner called Ditka's. Mike Ditka, the Bears coach, it's his restaurant. I was hoping to see him. Last time we were there, he was there. I didn't want to take my daughter to the bathroom, and she got to meet him and take pictures with him, and I was down on the first level just sitting there by myself. So we went this time, and the idea was just to have a good meal, and we did. I ordered, but this is the important thing is I'm going to start talking about the foods I ordered because I want to start seeing where I'm going here. I ordered mini cheeseburgers. It was 3 little cheeseburgers about yay big. So they were sliders to the maximum. I mean, they were great tasting, but they were sliders. I mean, they were 2 bites top each. I also ordered some fries to split with my wife, and I think I just nibbled on those. I have a love for beer. I mean, not beer like I sit around getting drunk. I like to enjoy a beer every few days, once a week maybe. I drink craft beers. I drink expensive craft beers. I enjoy the flavor of them, and I'm not a guy who's going to drink Miller Lite, Bud Light, anything like that. That's just not me. That stuff it tastes like water or antiseptic to me. So I ended up ordering 2, but I drank like 1 1/4 of one or something like that. Very few of the fries, only 2 of the sliders. So all in all, pretty good meal night. But my wife's face started changing, and I very quickly started figuring out that she was getting sick. I said, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "I feel like I'm getting the flu or something." So we went back to the hotel, and I went to go and to the store. I went to the store to get her medicine and stuff like that, and ended up. I think I picked up some like a 6-pack of Diet 7-Up for her and stuff like that, and that was about it. I mean, just some medicine. But then very quickly she wanted me to go out and get her stuff. She said, "I want something sweet and I want something salty." And so there was a little market on the corner, so I went on to the market and I ended up buying. I bought her some Pringles and a little thing of Oreo cookies, or not Oreo cookies, Chips Ahoy, but little chocolate chip cookies or whatever, like a sleeve of them. And for myself, I bought some sugar-free, those little vanilla, well, they're actually strawberry. Like, you can get them strawberry chocolate or vanilla, like the little wafers or whatever. And so I got a big package of sugar-free ones of those, but they're very high in calories. But when you chew on them, they just dissolve into nothing practically. And so I ended up eating a lot of them. And that was that night. The next day, she was really, really sick. She said she wanted to go home. We weren't going to go to the wedding. So I went to a cafe by myself to get breakfast. I was kind of depressed. Things weren't going the way I wanted to. I ended up ordering some French toast and some blueberries, and had some sugar-free syrup with it and everything. So equivalent, I had two slices of bread. So that was my breakfast, and then I went and got coffee from Starbucks and got her some oatmeal, and then from there, she ended up saying she was feeling better after breakfast, and she wanted to stay now. Now I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. So I started getting cabin fever. She was just sleeping. She's just going to basically sleep up until the wedding. So I went for a walk and walked around the city, went shopping, didn't buy anything, just walked around. Ended up going to a friend of mine works in the corporate office for a place called Go Roma, and so I said I was going to check it out. Went in there, ended up buying a small plank pizza, which is about yay big. They make it was all whole wheat, and it was really quality ingredients and stuff like that. I wanted a beer because I like beer and pizza, and I ended up with a Miller Lite, which, ugh. So, but I ended up eating that whole pizza. I was saving threw the kind of crust off the side, but I was sitting there long enough and diddle-dallying around and everything, and I ended up eating the crust too eventually. So I ended up eating this whole pizza. Went back to the room and ended up eating some more of those wafers, ate a few of my wife's Pringles, and then the wedding started. We got ready for the wedding. We went to the wedding. The wedding, I ended up eating, or I drank before. I had a couple beers. I ended up having Grey Goose and Sprite. A couple of those. They were doubles. I never got drunk, actually. I was really surprised. I think I was just spacing them out. There was so much space between everything I was doing. So I never felt drunk, never felt buzzed, anything. Then we ended up having filet mignon, a little bit of mashed potatoes. I'm talking, this was like French style meal, so it was like everything was contained in this little area like that. Everything was just stacked. One slice of carrot, one slice of asparagus, like that was it. And then there was a salad before. It was a Spanish green salad with some balsamic vinaigrette on it. So, but I was still drinking a little bit as I went, and then eventually, just not even thinking, just in a good conversation with the guy sitting next to me, ended up getting the cake, which was like a chocolate with a peanut butter frosting. And I ate that slice of cake and thoroughly dumped right then. So bad I went back to the room. Everything was in it was in the hotel that we were at. So I went back to the room, laid on the bed for about an hour and a half. Then we came back to the wedding, had a couple more drinks. Then they started passing out little mini cheeseburger sliders. I mean, these were like one bite things, like hors d'oeuvres. And I ate a few of those. Came back to the room very early in the evening, maybe around 8, 9 o'clock. And wife was feeling a little bit better. She was kind of wanting something really sweet. She had heard that there was this pizza place around the corner that made these like big cookies with ice cream. I decided maybe I'd have a slice of pizza. Ended up actually ordering a chicken quesadilla, or no, a cheese quesadilla with onions and peppers. I didn't get chicken on it. And then by 10 o'clock at night, that was in our room, and we were just now eating it. Stayed up for a few more hours. I think I ended up munching a little bit more on some of these wafers. Terrible. I just spent 10 minutes telling you what I ate that weekend. Came home the next day, ate a panini, some soup for both meals, and it wasn't a good nutrition. Water kept very low waters. I actually drank probably more of the Diet 7-Up than I drank water that whole weekend. Came back and got on the scale, and I'd put on almost 10 pounds. That was pretty major. There was my wake-up call. Where was my focus? Where was my attention? Well, I learned very quickly where my focus and my attention is on the scale. The scale has become a accountability partner that I found that I've become more obsessed with its accountability than anything else. Meaning, if I'm away from the scale, I eat like there is no scale. Like it doesn't matter. If there is a scale, though, I'm willing to sacrifice proper nutrition to make the scale work. And what I mean by that is, I weigh every morning, every single morning. In the beginning, I used to weigh 3 times a day, practically. In the evening, and then I'd weigh in the evening, and then I weigh in the morning just to see, it's like I was always obsessed with just like the math of everything. How does this work? How do I lose weight there and then? Well, I started to get on this thing where I weigh myself in the mornings. I get out of bed, I go to the bathroom, and then I step on the scale. I'm always naked. Sorry. And so it's the way I weigh. It's every single time. My official weigh-in is always on Wednesdays. But I have things that I do the day before where I don't drink liquids very much after, say, 6 or 7 o'clock at night. When I go to bed at maybe 10 or 11. I won't drink any more liquids. Why? Because I don't want to have that liquid weight on me. So what does that mean? Well, that means maybe for the past 3 weeks, I haven't even been barely making my liquid goals for the day, getting my proper hydration in, simply because I didn't have time during the day because of everything else I was doing. So when I could sit down and make sure that I get those numbers, I wasn't doing it because I knew it would reflect on the scale the next day. The scale has become too much of a crutch for me. And so I've made a decision that at least for this month, the rest of this month of March, I will no longer step on the scale. It could be a huge mistake. It could be the greatest thing that ever happened in the world. But I know that where I am nutritionally, I can, with food and stuff like that, I can eat much, much more. I don't know that I can eat anything I want to eat. If you're wondering about the pouch stretching and everything, I was actually talking with my surgeon, and then his partner was in the room too when they were because they were trying to figure out what's going on inside of me with the nausea and stuff like that. And he says, let me just say, dispel this thing. He's like, when it comes to RNY, are so many incisions and so much scar tissue in you that it's almost virtually impossible to stretch the pouch. Typically what people do is they stretch their stoma opening that goes into their intestines. That begins to stretch. If you're one of those eaters that at least once or twice a week you end up throwing your food up and stuff like that, you're possibly putting too much pressure against you. You're overfilling, you're getting stuck, and eventually your body loosens, that stoma opens up and loosens up. And they're like, if you really slow down, you'll actually notice that once you get past, the food starts going into your intestines and your pouch is full, you might not get that full feeling so much, but there's a weird discomfort, like nothing that's going to make you ultimately stop eating, but like it would in the old days, but you'll feel it. And I have started to feel that. I do know that if I'll slow down, kind of think about it, I'll be like, it's in that era. He's like, your body doesn't like to have all that newly chewed food in that area. And so that's what I feel, and I agree with that. So with that said and done, I need to learn to live without the scales, constant attention. I need to learn to make the right decisions food-wise without it having to be about my weight and without it having to be about anything else. Like, I have that goal to be in my race wheels, but ultimately for me, it's about being healthy and it's about maintaining my health. And so I feel no less healthy right now than I did when I was 10 pounds lighter. And so, and I don't know, that might have been a fluke thing because it was at night and I just drank a bunch of water. I don't know, but it doesn't matter to me. What matters is that I need to get myself in a mentality where it's not about what the scale says, it's about what my body's telling me. My body is happy where it is right now. My body is doing what I need it to do. And I don't feel bad. I don't feel under the weather. It's not like I'm not eating unhealthily. Now, this weekend I did, yes, of course. But on an average basis, I'm not eating unhealthy. I don't make most of my nutrition steps based on weight loss. No, it's more about my training and stuff like that, how it's going to fuel me for my training. And so I just need to get in a place, though, where I'm not worried about what that scale says. So for at least the month of March, I'm not even going to step on it. I'm hoping to break it to where maybe once every month, maybe 2 months, I step on the scale, just kind of make sure I'm on track and stuff like that. I don't think I can gain enough weight without noticing. I don't think I can gain enough weight to hurt myself by going a month or two without weighing. Not at this point, at least. So that's what I'm going to do. So my update videos will be scattered. What I mean is I'm still going to do one every week, but I'm not going to, it won't be on Wednesday because I always wait till Wednesday to do my weigh-in. And so, yeah, so that's my thing. So I have had my conversation with my friend, and they don't see eye to eye with me. But that's okay. That's ultimately, I said what I needed to say to them, and they received it lovingly. But they just didn't agree with me, and so that happens. All right, so love you guys, and I'll talk to you later.